Yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you know your history? Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you know your history? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History.
Now we going back. He done on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws I got, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, I'm searching. You hear me, boy, I'm searching. You hear me, boy, I'm searching. Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you know your history? Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you know your history? Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History.
Now we going back. He done on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws I got, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, I'm searching. You hear me, boy, I'm searching. You hear me, boy, I'm searching. Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you know your history? Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you know your history? Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History.
Now we going back. Heathen on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws I got, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, 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 I'm searching. Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our Father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our Father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History, history.
Now we going back. Heathen on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws I got, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, 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 I'm searching. Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our Father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our Father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History, history.
Now we going back. Heathen on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws I got, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, 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 I'm searching. Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our Father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our Father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know it? History, history. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History, history.
Now we going back. He done on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws I got, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, 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 I'm searching. Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know it? History, history, history. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know it? History, history, history. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History, history.
Now we going back. He done on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws I got, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, 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 I'm searching. Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know it? History, history, history. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know it? History, history, history. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History, history.
Now we going back. He done on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws I got, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, 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 I'm searching. Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our fathers going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our fathers going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History, history.
Now we going back. He done on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws I got, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, 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 I'm searching. Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our fathers going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our fathers going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History, history.
Now we going back. He done on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws I got, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, 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 I'm searching. Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our fathers going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our fathers going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know
Heathen on my back for sure when I let the truth go. We gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws I got, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, 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 I'm searching. Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History, history.
Now we going back. Heathen on my back for sure when I let the truth go. We gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws I got, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, 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 I'm searching. Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History, history.
Now we going back. Heathen on my back for sure when I let the truth go. We gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws I got, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, 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 I'm searching. Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history, history? Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History, history.
Now we going back, breathing on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history, history? Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history?
Hey, welcome back. We are back. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Transformers. We are back. We're back. Okay, I sound staticky a little bit. Starting off bad already. We good? All right. We're back. Round of applause. Come on, let's try again. We're back.
All praise.
We are back. You are now tuned into
Our Hidden History radio show.
We're back. So, welcome back to the show, Our Hidden History. We left off with Christ's birth in Luke 2. I believe we left off. We got some special guests here with us. We got Detroit with us here. Round of applause for that.
Detroit in the building.
Detroit's in the building. Praises for that. Listening in. So we're gonna touch on Luke. What was it? You dealt with Christ's birth, I believe. Christ's birth. We ended at verse 39 when they went on Mary went back to Galilee, back to Nazareth. So we're gonna touch on the history of why. Let's just get into it. Let's just jump into it. Let's get Luke chapter 2, verse 39. You left off during this time. You had Augustus Caesar, also known as Octavian, known as the eighth born. Octavian Caesar, who was given the honorific name of Augustus Caesar, from which the name or the month August derives from. August comes from Augustus Caesar, just as July comes from Julius Caesar, because America, as you know, is an extension of the Greco-Roman Empire. We are living in another Rome. This is the Renaissance Rome we're in. America is the extension of Rome. So the months are named the months. And the months themselves are named after Roman gods and Roman Caesars, pretty much. Like March is Mars, things of that nature. All right? So, anyway, sidebar. Let's get Luke 2 and 39 real quick, just to stop where we left off.
Yes, sir.
They're going to do it's going to be mostly scriptures today. Bishop will be happy to know that it'll be mostly scriptures today because he hates anything outside of that, understandably. So, Luke 2, verse 39, right? Is that what I want? Let me see. Hold on. Let me make sure that's what I want. Or is it Luke 1, 39? Hold on a second. Luke 2. Yeah, Luke 2, verse 30. Yep, 39.
Yes, sir. The book of Luke, chapter 2 and verse 39. And when they had performed all things according to the law of the Lord, they returned into Galilee, to their own city, Nazareth.
So that part right there, they did all things according to the law of the Lord. It says they returned into Galilee to their own city, Nazareth. They returned into Galilee to their own city, Nazareth. Now you're probably wondering, well, you read Luke 2. They went to Bethlehem to be taxed. They went to Bethlehem to be taxed. So during this time when Christ was born during the tax season. Okay, keep that in mind. Christ was born during the tax season. And during this time, guess what took place? You know what took place during this time? The Passover. Now, here's the irony. Passover always falls around tax time. In America, you have Easter, you have Passover, and you have tax time. Okay, so tax time and Passover always fall in the same season. That's how we know the Messiah was born in the spring. He was not born on December 25th. He was not born in the wintertime. He was born during the Passover. And during that time, there was no room for them in the inn. That's why she had him under what? Under the apple tree in Song of Solomon. We went over that last week. There was no room for them in the inn because it was crowded. Why? Because people were coming there to do what? To observe the Passover. That's when he was born. And during that time, during that season, that feast, during that time, or the time before that feast took place or whatever, well, during that time, they were taxed. The people of the Jews were taxed under Augustus Caesar. All right, now, Luke, read verse 39 again.
Yes, sir. Verse 39. And when they had performed all things according to the law of the Lord, they returned into Galilee to their own city, Nazareth.
But it's not that simple. Sometimes you read a verse and it seems cut and dry. There's a lot of history tied into verse 39. Where it says they did all things according to the law, and they returned into Galilee to their own city, Nazareth. So what led them to return? Remember, they were in Bethlehem. This is where Joseph's from. He's from Bethlehem. So why did they go back to Galilee and stay in their own city called Nazareth. Why? Let's get Matthew 2 now. As I said before in numerous classes, I'll say again. Luke 2, Luke comes before Matthew. Remember, in Luke chapter 2 earlier, Christ is born. He's an infant. He's a newborn baby. That's why I said they found the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes. That was last week. People came to see him. They found the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes. People commented on him being the sign, not the woman, but the babe was the sign. Okay, people picked him up, and people picked him up. They held him. They were happy to see him. They acknowledged who he was, and what he was sent to do, and he was a newborn in Luke 2. So Luke 2 comes first. The book of Luke is before Matthew. The Gospels are not in chronological order. Luke goes first. Luke 1 goes at Matthew 1. Luke 2 goes at Matthew 2. And Luke 3 ties into Matthew 3. Luke 4 ties into Matthew 4. And then Matthew 5, it cuts off because of what? The Beatitudes. Matthew 5, that's the cutoff period. So Matthew 1, Luke 1, Matthew 2, Luke 2, Matthew 3, Luke 3, Matthew 4, Luke 4, all tying together. Then Matthew 5 is the cutoff period because of the Beatitudes. Okay? So we're gonna go into that. So Luke 2, oh no, not Luke 2. Give me Matthew chapter 2, and we're gonna start from verse 1. No. Do I want that? No, give me the pamphlet first. Give me Rome pamphlet first. The Rome pamphlet. I wish I had it in my hand. I want to read along. Because my vision ain't as good as yours. My eyes are huge, but they're terrible. My ears are a lot better than my eyes. Anyway, we're going to get page 35. Roman pamphlet, the Roman captivity pamphlet, page 35. Thank you. Y'all consider it. Go to the top, and we're going to read all the way to page 38. And then after that, it'll be scriptures the whole ride. Oh, okay. Damn. All right.
Right there.
Right there's good. So now we know, we left off at Herod. Remember, Herod's father was Antipater. Antipater was the advisor of Hyrcanus II. Remember, you had a battle of the Hasmonean family. They were fighting for power. You had Hyrcanus II, and you had Aristobulus II. Hyrcanus was a coward, and Aristobulus was taken over. And then Antipater went to, I believe, the Arabs, right? He went to the Arabs to seek assistance, the Nabateans to seek assistance. And then Rome, General Pompey came through. Pretty much, who gave him a vine of gold? That was Aristobulus.
Aristobulus, right. Aristobulus gave him a vine of gold.
Right. Aristobulus gave him a vine of gold to have Rome help him. And the Idumean helped Hyrcanus have the Nabateans help them fight him off. So there was internal warfare going on. And Antipater, the Idumean, the father of the Herods, was instrumental in pretty much both brothers losing power and him gaining status. So read this.
So one patriot named Hezekiah and some men were captured by Herod in Galilee.
These are zealots.
They were executed. Some relatives of these men appealed to the Sanhedrin. They could do nothing. In fact, when Herod was charged to answer to this is what happened. The normal procedure was for the accused to appear before the Sanhedrin in black clothes as a sign of penitence. Herod, the accused, marched into the hall leading a body of soldiers in uniform with swords and spears.
Like the Sanhedrin at this time, they had no power. They had no freaking power. Now, Herod at this point in time, is Antipater's gone. Herod the Great is now alive and well. He has status now thanks to his father. So read on.
Herod was so sure of Rome's support that he had no respect for the Sanhedrin's judicial opinions. Judge this man now. The time will come when he will judge you and show you no mercy. The Sanhedrin was awakened and the trial began. Hyrcanus, as high priest, was president of the Sanhedrin. He knew that if he condemned Antipater's son, then he would be opposing Rome, and Rome would hold him personally responsible.
Right, because these guys were in league with Rome under General Pompey. Go ahead, under General Pompey's orders. Go ahead.
He postponed the meeting till the next day. Herod, feeling insulted and in a rage, was ready to order a massacre on the Sanhedrin, as well as all of the inhabitants of Jerusalem, who would not show respect for Rome. His father and brother stepped in.
Right, so at this point, Antipater is still alive, and Herod was a psychotic maniac that wanted his way and wanted to rule, pretty much take over. He didn't care. He didn't care about the governing party, the Jews. He didn't care about them at all. Read here.
40 BC, Herod the Great appointed king of Judea till 4 BC.
So Herod was appointed king of Judea in 4 BC. Go ahead.
37 BC, Herod the Great captures Jerusalem. Rome, the triumvirate is renewed for 5 years.
The triumvirate is basically 3 Edomites joining together to rule or whatever. Go ahead.
Mark Antony, already married to Octavia, the sister of Octavian, who marries Queen Cleopatra of
So
Egypt.
Mark Antony was married to Octavian's sister, who became Augustus Caesar, and he was also married to Queen Cleopatra, a Greek woman that was pretty much of the Ptolemaic line of Egypt. She was not a black woman; she was a white woman. This is a Greek woman. All right, go ahead.
36 BC, Octavian's fleet defeats that of Pompey's son Sextus. 32 BC, Octavian declares war on Antony and Cleopatra. 31 BC, Battle of Actium, at which Octavian defeats Antony and Cleopatra.
So at this point in time, eventually there was a civil war between Julius Caesar, and you had a battle between Julius Caesar and Pompey. Pompey loses, his son Sextus is defeated, and then you have a beat between Octavius and Mark Antony. They have a beef also. They go to war as well, a bunch of civil war. Go ahead.
Octavian becomes master of the Roman world. The final triumph of empire. 30 BC. Antony and Cleopatra commit suicide. Octavian declares Egypt a Roman province.
Yep, take over Rome. Rome takes over Egypt. Go ahead.
27 BC, Rome. Octavian given supreme power by the Roman Senate, thus effectively ending the Roman Republic. He takes the title Augustus and becomes the first emperor of Rome.
And that's when Rome becomes a Roman Empire under him. So under Julius Caesar, it was the Roman Republic. Under Octavian, who became Augustus Caesar, it becomes an empire. And we know I mentioned last week how when the Romans conquered Hannibal's family and took over Spain, they gained enough wealth so that would assure it as Rome as an empire financially. The wealth. Go ahead.
To 14 AD. 20 BC, Herod the Great begins to rebuild the Jerusalem temple. 15 BC, Roman Empire extended to the upper Danube. 12 BC, revolt in Pamnonia, part of present-day Slovenia, quelled by Augustus' stepson, Nero.
So Augustus' stepson, Nero. Go ahead.
5 BC, birth of Christ.
Allegedly, birth of Christ. That's his time of year he was born. Go ahead.
4 BC, death of Herod the Great. His kingdom is split between his 3 sons.
So Herod the Great. So it says 5 BC, the birth of Christ, and 4, which is going BC goes backwards. So after that, 4, the year after that, 4, after 5, the time is going backwards. It says what? Read that part again.
Death of Herod the Great. His kingdom is split between his 3 sons.
Right. Go ahead.
The last of the Hasmoneans.
That's the part. That's the topic here. The last of the Hasmoneans. We've been dealing with that for a long time. The fall of the Hasmoneans. Remember, Antipater had a son named Herod, and Antipater was the counselor of Hyrcanus II, while his brother Aristobulus II was trying to fight for power. General Pompey came through and said, not the one of y'all going to rule. Rome going to take over. And this guy, Herod or Antipater, this guy will take things over. Aristobulus had no power. Hyrcanus was a puppet king. And so pretty much Herod or Antipater and Herod were pretty much Roman leaders over us at this point. The Hasmoneans had no power. The religious leaders, the Sanhedrin, Pharisees, Sadducees, had no power. Rome reigned supreme over us. Next page. Remember, Aristobulus II and Hyrcanus II. Keep that in mind. Go ahead.
The feeling of the Jews at this time were expressed in a collection of poems written about this time called Psalms of Solomon. Their author was undoubtedly a Pharisee whose chief interest lay not in war and power, but in piety and right conduct. He justified the misfortunes which befell the Hasmoneans, for they had sinned and deserved punishment. Nevertheless, he could not help speaking with great bitterness of Pompey and the Romans. They had been invited as friends. The gates of the city were open to them, but they desecrated the temple.
Right. Pompey came in there and killed the priests out of there violently. Go ahead. 12,000 of them. Go ahead.
but they desecrated the temple and enslaved the people. No wonder that when the author heard of Pompey's end...
Wait, they did what now? They did what? Desecrate the temple and what?
But they desecrated the temple.
Desecrate the temple, go ahead.
And enslaved the people.
Remember we read earlier, last week, how from Pompey to Julius, it is estimated that over 1 million Jews were sold in the slave markets in Africa. Remember that? That was from Julius to from Pompey to Julius. That was in Babylon and Timbuktu. We had a slave trade regarding our people, and we read about the libertines that were given their meritorious manumissions from that slavery. And we read the book of Acts, chapter 5. The libertines were given liberty from that enslavement under Pompey. And those guys were a bunch of coons that pretty much sold out for their liberty and were able to get a school or a synagogue. And Stephen was battling them because they were sellouts. And they hated them. They pretty much got them killed. They were evil as hell. Go ahead.
No wonder that when the author heard of Pompey's end, he exclaimed, "Praise be the Lord who judges the whole earth with his justice." Moreover, the author feared lest the pagan neighbors in league with the Romans make life unbearable for the Jews. He prayed, "Punish us in accordance with thy will, but deliver us not into the hands of the Gentiles."
But that was going to happen. He was asking for the Lord to have mercy on us, but the Lord said, nope, the prophecy got to be fulfilled. Read that next one.
Antigonus as king.
Antigonus. So who is Antigonus? Antigonus as king. Who is Antigonus? Who is this guy? Read on.
He was not like his father.
He was not like his father who?
Aristobulus.
So Antigonus is the son of Aristobulus II. Okay, remember the two brothers are fighting. You had Antipater that sided with Hyrcanus II, who was weak, who was a weakling, and the Nabateans helping them. And then you had Aristobulus that sought help from the Romans, and Pompey came through and took over. So Antigonus is more of a warrior. Hyrcanus is a weakling. So his son, Aristobulus' son, Antigonus, tries to also take the throne. Go ahead.
He was not like his father, Aristobulus, nor like his grandmother, Salome. He possessed neither attractiveness nor charm, neither soldierliness nor statesmanship. He was the wrong man at a time when the right one might have changed the future of the entire East. Herod, king by the grace of Rome. Read Luke chapter 1, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
When Herod knew what was happening with Antigonus entering Jerusalem, he gathered his family, including Alexandra, the daughter of Hyrcanus, her daughter Miriam or Marianne, to whom he was betrothed.
So John Hyrcanus gave his children, his daughter, over to read again.
So when Herod knew what was happening with Antigonus entering Jerusalem, he gathered his family, including Alexandra, the daughter of Hyrcanus.
Right, John Hyrcanus II. Go ahead.
Her daughter, Miriam or Marianne, to whom he was betrothed.
Right, he was engaged to her. Go ahead.
And Miriam's younger brother, Aristobulus, and had fled in the direction of the Nabatean Arabs to the south.
So you had Aristobulus, the younger brother, and you had Miriam, her daughter, and her name was what, Salome?
Yes, sir, Salome.
This is Hyrcanus' family. This is John Hyrcanus II's family. So Herod saw that this guy Antigonus came into Jerusalem to take over, and he fled with them. Go ahead.
He left his family in a fortress in southern Palestine and continued on his way to Egypt, where he hoped to tell his sad story to Antony. But he found that Antony had temporarily escaped Cleopatra's clutches and was gone making peace with Octavius. Although Cleopatra tried her seduction on Herod, he paid no attention to her and went on to Rome despite the danger of crossing the Mediterranean at that season. As usual, luck was with him. Mm-hmm. He arrived safely in Rome and was greeted warmly by Antony and Octavius. What could Herod have wanted with the rulers of the Roman Empire? He certainly wanted revenge on Antigonus, and no doubt asked that Antony ordered the Roman armies in Syria to drive Antigonus out of Judea.
Mm-hmm. So he had Rome come help him remove Antigonus out of Jerusalem from trying to become king. Go ahead.
Whatever the discussion was, they and the Senate proclaimed Herod king of Judea. The family of Antipater, whose shrewdness had dispossessed the Hasmoneans, thus attained all they had hoped for.
So the Romans put him as king of the Jews. The Romans established this man as a king of the Jews.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Yeah, exactly. Next page. So with the help of Octavius and Mark Antony, this man gained status. Read that here. Lineage of the Herods.
With Syria, too. They put that with Syria.
Yeah.
Lineage of the Herods. Herod the Great embraced the elite Roman culture of luxury and excess. This infatuation with Rome, along with generous gifts, established him among influential Romans and the Senate. He was appointed procurator of Judea by Julius Caesar in 47 BC. Because of his loyalty to Rome, he was appointed king of the Jews at the suggestion of his friends, Mark Antony and Octavian.
Mark Antony and Augustus Caesar, who were friends at the time, agreed to make him king. Julius made him procurator when he was alive, and then once he died, Emperor Augustus and Mark Antony made him king of Judea. Those two, when they were friends at the time, before their beef started, and they ended up, Mark Antony and Cleopatra killed themselves. So before they had a beef, civil war, they agreed to make him king over Judea. So the Antipater or the Herodian family sought for the power they got, and they finally got it. Go ahead.
By the Roman Senate in 40 BC. While there was great opposition from the Jews because Herod was not a member of the royal family, he eventually took possession of the kingdom in 37 BC.
This man became a king of the Jews. He wasn't even a Jew. Go down. This is a whole record. This is a whole list of their lineages. I don't need to read all that stuff. Go on to let me see down. What's in the bottom? Yeah, read right there. Yep.
The conquest of a kingdom.
The conquest of a kingdom. Go ahead.
Herod, for the time being, was a king without a country. His first task was to win Judea by driving out Antigonus. But this was not an easy task in view of the bribes which the Roman generals in Syria were receiving from Antigonus and the opposition of the Jews all over the country.
So Antigonus is bribing the Romans as well to help him gain power back over Jerusalem. This is Aristobulus' son. So he had money. Go ahead. So that's why Herod was running away, because Herod wasn't bribing the Romans. This guy was paying the Romans off. He was trying to buy his way back into his own kingdom, which he was entitled to based upon his lineage. But the Lord had different plans. Go ahead.
Antigonus received letters and threats from Antony. Jerusalem was besieged for 3 months, and Antigonus could hold it no longer.
So Antigonus besieged Jerusalem for 3 months, but he can no longer maintain the siege. That's why Herod ran off. He ran away. Next page, 38.
The Romans army slaughtered so many within the city that Herod had to take drastic measures and promised the Romans large rewards to stop it. Or, as he complained to the Roman officers, he might be left a king of a country without a population.
Because remember, Antigonus was besieging Jerusalem. There was a war going on between the Jews that were in Jerusalem and Antigonus trying to get in. So there was a battle going on because they were loyal to the Romans. So the Romans came through. They started killing Antigonus and us at the same damn time. So Herod said, "Hey man, you killed these Jews. Who am I going to rule over? The Romans hated us." Read on.
Antigonus was captured, but he pleaded for mercy.
So Antigonus was captured during this besiegement. Go ahead.
It was not customary for the Romans to execute a captured king. But at Herod's request
Herod was begging the Romans to kill this guy, kill him. He's a threat. Go ahead.
But at Herod's request to avenge his brother.
So Antigonus, he managed to kill Herod's brother Phasael. Phasael was the governor of Jerusalem. He managed to kill Phasael, I believe his name was Phasael. So he said, "Listen, this guy killed my brother. He'll kill me too. Get rid of him." Go ahead to the Romans. Go ahead.
But at Herod's request to avenge his brother, it was done in this case. The Hasmonean dynasty came to a horrible end, and so did the independence which it had so gloriously won for Judea.
Read on.
Herod the Great, servant of Rome. For 40 years, Jewish history was dominated by Herod the Great. He was born in about 73 BC, the son of the Idumean Antipater.
Of the Idumean Edomite Antipater. This guy was an Idumean, an Edomite. Go ahead.
And became a Roman citizen in 47 BC.
So he became a Roman. He was a Roman also. Go ahead. They're all the same people. Well, go ahead.
His father appointed him military governor of Galilee with the task of clearing the regions of Zealots. In 41 BC, Antony made Herod and his brother tetrarchs. But Herod was not secure, and in 40 BC fled to Rome. There Antony bestowed on him the kingship of Judea. Read Luke chapter 1 verse 5.
King of the Jews, Luke 1 and 5, read there before. Go ahead.
Which he secured with a Roman army in 37 BC.
Right, and the Romans came in there under him and started killing the Jews. He's like, yo, don't kill the Jews now. I came here to take over. I didn't come here to kill my own citizens. Go ahead.
Octavian, the future emperor Augustus, defeated Antony and Cleopatra at the naval battle of Actium in 31 BC.
And they poisoned themselves rather than accept capture. Go ahead.
But confirmed Herod in power. Herod's family life, however, was unhappy. He ruled as an autocrat. Supported by police, and despite his rebuilding of the temple to the Jews, he remained a detested foreigner. He died in 4 BC at the age of 69.
Right, so he managed to rebuild the temple, and he died at the age of 69. Go ahead.
The marriage to Miriam.
Watch this.
The first. Herod knew he was hated by the Jews and heavily craftily removed the Hasmonean family from authority.
Because he was not a Jew. He was an Idumean, and we hated Idumeans. Go ahead.
He felt in fear for his life. For political reasons, he therefore married Miriam.
He married Miriam. Go ahead.
The first daughter of Hyrcanus.
Hyrcanus II. Go ahead.
The true heir to the throne.
She's a true heir to the throne. You had Miriam. Go ahead.
This explains why Jewish people today teach ancestry is based on the mother. Miriam.
They do. Go ahead.
Miriam was one of the 5 wives of Herod wed.
Right. Go ahead.
How Herod made himself safe and secure. One of Herod's first acts was the execution of 40 prominent Sadducees.
So he killed the Sadducees, the leaders. Go ahead.
2 reasons. Enemies, money.
Enemies of him and money. Go ahead.
He constantly had to pay off the Roman and anyone else who had helped him. Bribes. He hired Jews from other lands as his army. Herod did not trust Jews from his own land. He was jealous of other members of his family. Aristobulus, Herod's own brother-in-law, was found drowned in a pool of one of the royal palaces.
See what he did? So Aristobulus II, he was found drowned in a pool because he was next in line to be king. He killed Aristobulus II. Go ahead.
Hyrcanus returned from Parthia at Herod's invitation.
Hyrcanus II, his father-in-law, remember he married his daughter, he returns. Go ahead.
Was accused of plotting treason.
He was accused of plotting treason against Herod. Go ahead.
And executed.
And Herod had him killed. So now you got 2 Hyrcanuses down. Go ahead. Remember, he's married to Hyrcanus' daughter. Remember that? So he killed his wife's father. Watch this.
Herod then had Miriam the first murdered.
Then he had his wife killed. Go ahead.
And then her 2 sons.
And then had her 2 sons killed. Go ahead.
On suspicion that they were plotting against him.
It's a lie. He just wanted them out the way.
That's a setup, bro.
Go ahead.
Herod eliminated all that remained of the Maccabean family.
That is the fall of the Hasmonean family. Removed entirely. All that's left now is Idumeans. Go ahead.
Depriving the Sanhedrin. Herod had not the slightest intention of letting the Jews rule themselves.
So you Pharisees and Sadducees, you ain't gonna have no power. You're just gonna be here in name. You're just here in name for now. What page is that, 38?
Yes, sir.
That's all I want. So Herod was made officially king, and he removed the Hasmonean family out of the way.
And Deacon, all of that started because we had him as an, I forgot who we had as an advisor.
His father, Antipater, was made a civil advisor, and that was it. That was a wrap. He slithered his ass up in there and took us out.
Right.
Hey, officer, I think it started. Can we read this, Dick, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
Mark 3, verse 24 and 25. This is where it's all started, if you really look at it. Because Antipater is an enemy. So he's going to look out for his best interest.
Yes, that's it.
This is where it started. Read that.
The book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
They was fighting amongst themselves.
Yeah, that happened to us during the time of Spain and Portugal, and we ruled. That happened to us during the time. We're going to get into that with King James' family. The kingdom divided against itself. It happened to us as the Scythians. We divided among ourselves. It happened to us as the Silurians. We divided among ourselves. Niggas can't get along. We're just simply dysfunctional.
Africa too.
Africa too. Hannibal couldn't get along.
Even with this side of the world.
Native Americans, Northern Kingdom.
Power hungry.
How hungry and stupid. Northern Kingdom fight themselves over here. You watch Apocalypto. The whole movie, they fighting each other, and you have what's his name? His name is Panther. I forgot his name. Panther Claw. Him. He's running around. Running from other natives, they fight each other. Then in the midst of the battle, they stop, look over. You see Esau in the boats with the little crosses and stuff. Coming, a worse enemy than they ever experienced ever shows up.
In the West Coast, majority of the wealthy families, like Northern Kingdom families, actually, Esau came over, married the woman, and then pretty much took over the land and the name as well. So,
Likewise,
yeah.
England and Scotland, same thing. The white man came over, married our women, and took over England and Scotland and became the royal family. Germans.
And it's always easy to get in our women ear.
Right, yeah.
Esau know that.
So at this point, well, we're going to get into that later on. I'm giving you all a little bit of a spoiler with that Scotland and England thing. We'll get into that eventually. But, so a kingdom, the quote brought out eloquently, a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. It will fall. Even Israel. The 12 tribes split in two. When we split, all of our enemies got stronger. Esau took over Italy and Greece, gained dominion. Esau escaped. Wherever that Edomite escaped to Egypt and so forth. Whenever we divide it, it's a wrap. Our enemies gain twice as much more power than before when we get weak. It's like a movie Hancock. Hancock's a prime example of that. You watch Hancock when he's close to the enemy, and he ended up being more vulnerable and weak, and the further he got away from the enemy, the stronger he became. You know? That movie's heavy. It's kind of cheesy, but I enjoyed it for that purpose alone. Let's get Matthew 2:1.
Yes, sir.
Matthew 2:1 now. So let's get into how he now we know the backstory as to how he became the king of Judea based upon Luke 1:5 and Matthew 2. Now we're going to read as to why Joseph and Mary decided to go to Galilee, the city of Nazareth. Why? Matthew 2 and verse 1.
The book of Matthew, chapter 2 and verse 1. Now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem, saying, where is he that is born king of the Jews?
So here comes the wise men saying, where is he that is born king of the Jews? Where is he that is born? Because he was an actual Jew. So therefore, he is entitled to being a king of the Jews because he was an actual Jew. Herod was not a Jew. All right, go ahead.
For we have seen his star in the east and are come to worship him.
So these men had wisdom and understanding of that the Messiah will be born, and king of the Jews, and they were trying to fight it. They saw his star in the east. Go ahead.
When Herod the king heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Christ should be born.
So he demanded the Sanhedrin, the scribes and chief priests, these are the Sanhedrin, the governing body of the Jews who had no power really. They were just there for show. He said, where can I find, where's this Jew at? Where's this boy at? Go ahead.
And they said unto him, in Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet, and thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art not the least among the princes of Judah. For out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people, Israel.
That shall rule out of thee, Judah, shall come a governor that shall rule my people, Israel. Give me Micah 5 and 2. So Herod, remember, the Idumeans, Antipater, these are Jews that were converted over into our beliefs. So they had to have some sort of knowledge of our laws and our prophecies. He said, well, what scripture says that? They quoted to him Micah 5 and 2.
The book of Micah, chapter 5 and verse 2. But thou, Bethlehem Ephratah, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah,
In the least, go ahead.
yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me.
Out of these shall he, Judah, come forth unto me, the Lord, the God, go ahead.
That is to be ruler in Israel,
Or governor in Israel, go ahead.
whose goings forth have been from of old, from everlasting.
So the one that will rule over my people, he will eventually approach unto me. That's in Daniel 7. That's a prophecy that ties into Daniel 7 about the Son of Man approaching to the Ancient of Days. It's the same thing. That's what it's alluding to. All right? So it says ruler in Israel, whose goings forth have been since old, everlasting. So now, go back to Matthew.
Yes, sir.
And hold on, let me make sure I'm going to go there. It might be 2 and 1 again.
Yes, sir. The book of Matthew, chapter 2 and verse 1. Now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem, saying, where is he that is born king of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east.
Now, Give me, go ahead, I'm sorry, go ahead.
and are come to worship him.
Now, get me, I skipped something. Get me Luke. How did I write this down? Hold on a second. Let me see how I wrote this down. Get Luke 2 and 3.
Yes, sir.
I skipped a whole bunch of verses. Get Luke 2, verse 3.
Yes, sir. The book of Luke, chapter 2 and verse 3. And all went to be taxed, every one into his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth, and to Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David.
Right, so Joseph came there with his wife, who was pregnant with child at this time, to be taxed. Go ahead.
To be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered.
What verse you in?
Verse 6.
Go ahead.
And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn.
Room for them in the inn. All right, so at this point it says Joseph went from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth into Judea, which is called Bethlehem, where he was from. All right, so now go back to Matthew 2 and verse 2 again.
The book of Matthew, chapter 2 and verse 2, saying, Where is he that is born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east, and are come to worship him. When Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Christ should be born. And they said unto him, In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet, And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art not the least among the princes of Judah. For out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel.
Remember in Luke 2, Joseph took his wife Mary, and she was pregnant, and she brought forth the child where? In Bethlehem, where they were being taxed. So it's prophesied he'll be born in Bethlehem. All right, so prophecy was fulfilled. Going back to Luke 2. This is Matthew 2. Remember, they tied together. Read on.
Then Herod, when he had privily called the wise men, inquired of them diligently what time the star appeared.
So he said, okay, so this star represents when this child was born, huh? When did this star appear? Go ahead.
And he sent them to Bethlehem and said, Go and search diligently for the young child. And when he have found him, bring me word again, that I may come and worship him also.
Remember, this dude killed the whole family off. So he ain't no damn good, man. Let me worship him. After he killed off a whole line of rightful heirs to a throne, he want to go and come and worship this child that's going to be king of the Jews? Come on now. Go ahead.
When they had heard the king, they departed. And lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them.
This was not a normal star. This was a chariot of God. This star was a chariot of God that guided them to where this child was born, or the child was residing at this time. Go ahead.
And lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was.
They guided them where the child was living. Go ahead.
When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. And when they were come into the house.
To what?
When they were come into the house.
Outside in the barn.
And when they were come into the house.
Into the house where Joseph and Mary were staying at this time. Go ahead.
They saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh.
It wasn't just 3 men. It was a caravan of men. It was a bunch of men coming to visit him. It wasn't a bunch of just 3 men. 3 wise men. It don't say 3. It just says wise men. It was a bunch of people coming to see Christ. A bunch of them bringing gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. Go ahead.
And being warned of God in a dream that they should not return to Herod.
So they were warned of God in a dream. Don't go back to Herod and tell him you found this child. Go ahead.
They departed into their own country another way.
They didn't return to him. Go ahead. They didn't return word to him where the child would be at. Go ahead.
And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeareth to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise, and take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt.
So the Lord told a white couple, a Jewish couple, to flee into a land full of black people, to hide from another white man? Really? That makes sense, right?
Hold up.
That's stupid as hell, man. The angel told a black couple to flee further into the interiors of Africa to hide from a white man, Herod, a Roman. All right, go ahead.
Arise and take the young child and his mother and flee into Egypt.
And flee next door further into the interiors of Africa because the promised land is in Africa. Go ahead.
And be thou there until I bring thee word.
And stay there until I tell you not to. Go ahead.
For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him.
Herod seeks to destroy this boy. Go ahead.
When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night and departed into Egypt.
Go ahead.
And was there until the death of Herod.
He stayed there until Herod died. Go ahead.
That it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, out of Egypt have I called my son.
He's quoting Hosea 11:1. That's a twofold prophecy. Going into Israel coming out of Egypt, which symbolizes Christ coming out of Egypt later on. Which is heavy, heavy, heavy stuff there. Even us coming out of Egypt is an allegory for Christ being pretty much hiding there until it's time for him to come out of there. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Read on.
Verse 16.
Yeah.
Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem.
See that? This guy was a demon. This is called the murder of the innocents. That's what this is called. The murder of the innocents. That's this history right here. Go ahead.
And in all the coasts thereof, from 2 years old and under.
Why was he killing children in Bethlehem? In all the coasts thereof, 2 years and under. Read on.
According to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men.
Because the star had been sitting out there for 2 years. So he said, listen, I'm going to kill all the children 2 years and under in hopes that I kill the Messiah. That's what he did.
Get some help.
Exactly. That's what he did. So Herod went and killed all the children within Bethlehem and the coast thereof 2 years and under. So by this time, the child, the baby, Christ in Luke 2, is a toddler. He's 2 years old. The star been out there for 2 years. He's 2 years old in Matthew 2.
Why would he start at 2 years?
Right. Why start 2 years if he was just born? He's 2 years and under. 2 years. That's how long the star was out there. So Luke 2, he's an infant. Matthew 2, he's a toddler. Luke goes first. Matthew goes after. Go ahead.
Verse 17.
No, stop there. Give me Revelation 12. Revelation 12, verse 1.
Yes, sir.
We're going to stop at verse 4.
Yes, sir.
You know that one.
Yes, sir. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet.
Representing light or enlightenment, wisdom. Go ahead.
And upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
Because she represents the 12 tribes of Israel. That's who this woman represents. Go ahead.
And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered.
And she being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pained to be delivered. Why? Because Israel needed a savior. Israel needed and still needs a savior, deliverer. From this time, from European hands until now, European hands. Go ahead.
And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon.
And behold, another wonder in heaven, aside from this woman, is a great red dragon. Why is it red? Because it is an Edomite dragon. Esau is red. When you read Genesis 25, this Esau here. A great, remember, Herod the Idumean. Remember that? This is a great red dragon. Go ahead.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Now, remember, you read Daniel 7, we're going over this time of the Gentiles. We're still in time of the Gentiles. We're in Rome now, the 4th beast. When you examine the 3rd beast, it was the Greeks. That beast had 4 heads. Y'all remember that? The beast had 4 heads. All 4 of those heads represent what? Kings. And what were they all part of? The same beast. They were all what? The same people. All 4 heads are the same nation as that beast. From its tail to its head to its toes, its legs, the heads are attached to that beast. They're all one nation of people. All 4 of those heads. Lysimachus, Cassander, Ptolemy, and Seleucus. That's those 4 heads. All of them are Macedonians. All of them are Greeks. All of them are the same race. Alexander's boys, his people. So those 4 heads in that beast were one race of men. One race of men divided into 4 kings. So this beast here is one race of man divided into 7 kings. 7. So all heads on this beast are what? The same race. Right? Read on.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns.
7 heads and 10 horns. Those horns grow out of those heads. So those horns are part of the beast. They're part of the same race as that beast. How do I know that? When you read Daniel, the Bible refers to the Greeks as a he-goat. And the he-goat had a big horn that came out of his head, which was Alexander the Great. You remember that? That's a king. So out of those heads come other kings that derive from those 7 heads, which are 10 European nations, the EU, derived from those 7 European nations or the 7 heads. But it gets deeper, it gets better. Read on, read again, on the top.
And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Having 7 heads, 10 horns. Go ahead.
And 7 crowns upon his head.
And these horns had crowns because they were rulers. Watch this.
And his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven.
And his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven. The stars of heaven goes back to what? It goes back to the 12 stars in verse 1. The 3rd part, remember, you have 12 tribes, so the 3rd part is 4. You have the southern kingdom and remnants of the northern kingdom. That's the 4, the 3rd part. All right, because you have 4, 4, 4. 3 times 4, whatever, 12. The 3rd part, go ahead.
And did cast them to the ground.
And did cast them to the ground, meaning took them captive. Remember, General Pompey took Jerusalem captive. Go ahead.
And the dragon stood before the woman.
And the dragon, the same great red dragon, stood before the woman to do what?
Which was ready to be delivered.
Of the child, go ahead.
For to devour her child as soon as it was born.
For to devour her child as soon as it was born. Who was going to do this? Herod. So Herod is part of those what? Those 7 heads. Because to devour the child, he needs a mouth, which is part of a head. So Herod is part of those 7 heads. Herod was an Idumean. If Herod was part of the 7 heads and he was Idumean, then all 7 heads are Idumeans. And the tail is part of those heads. That body of those heads, that's Rome. That's Idumeans too. Not Arabs, you stupid ass Christians. Not Arabs. This is a nation of Idumeans. Herod is part of this red dragon that sought to devour the child that was born. If his head is part of these 7 heads, and he's an Idumean, all 7 are Idumeans. All 10 horns are Idumeans. All 10 crowns are set upon the heads of Idumeans. Stop playing with him, man. Stop playing with us, man.
Get out, D. Get out.
That's it.
That's it.
That's right.
What the hell are you talking about, man?
And Dick, remember too, is the Romans that put Herod as king of
Yes,
Judea.
yes. He became a Roman citizen. We read that early in history. He became a Roman citizen.
So that's
But he was
definitely-
already an Idumean.
Right. So that definitely make him part of that 4th beast.
That makes all the 7 heads Idumeans. Once you put Herod as an Idumean trying to devour the child, that's a clue. That's why John wrote this. So you'll know who the great red dragon is. So you'll know who it is. And those horns that come out of those heads, that's the EU, that's the European Union. That's all Idumeans.
It's all talking about one race.
And you so-called Jews, that's your daddy. Herod your papa. Herod your pop-pop.
You're evil, Papa.
Yeah, your papa. That's your daddy right there. That's why I say, oh, my lineage is from my mom. Nah, nigga, yo, no, red nigga, no. No.
Red nigga.
No.
That's a new one.
That's what they are. No. You're not by your mama. You by your father. And your daddy is Antipater. That's what your daddy was. You married. Your father married a Jew woman, and he killed the kids anyway. Where we at? Matthew 2:17. Let's go back there.
The book of Matthew, chapter 2, and verse 17. Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremy the prophet, saying, In Ramah was there a voice heard, lamentation, and weeping, and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, and would not be comforted, because they are not.
Right, it was a prophecy fulfilled by Jeremiah that our children will be killed. The murder of the innocents was prophesied by Jeremiah. Hold on. Go back to the pamphlet again. We're going to be page 39 to 42. So people say, oh, the Edomites are Transjordanians. Edomites are Transjordanians. You sound ridiculous, man. You sound ridiculous. Go ahead.
He deprived the Sanhedrin of every vestige of political power. Neither the Pharisees nor the Sadducees any longer exercised political influence. Only their names continued for the purpose of describing two groups which differed on religious matters. Herod was called great because of all the great architecture he set up. Herod knew better than to force Hellenization upon his Jewish subjects.
Mm-hmm. So he wanted to force the Jews to follow the Greco-Roman Hellenization because the Romans and the Greeks merged into one people or one empire, the Greco-Roman Empire. So the Romans were into Hellenization as well, or racial assimilation as well. Go ahead.
Gradually introducing them to those Greek habits of life.
So Herod gradually was doing what?
Gradually introducing them to those Greek habits of life.
Hold on a second. Give me beware of the leaven of Herod. His sons followed the same thing.
You said beware of the leaven?
Yeah, I'm going to find it. Mark 8:15. Now we know what the doctrine is that Christ is referring to. He says, beware of the leaven of Herod. Mark 8:15.
Yes, sir. The book of Mark, chapter 8, and verse 15. And he charged them, saying, Take heed, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the leaven of Herod.
So the leaven of Herod was the same leaven that was introduced by the Greeks during the Maccabean period or the intertestamental period. All right, the leaven of Herod was them introducing us to the Greekish fashion, the same thing that the Maccabees fought against. Herod was about the same thing, and many of us, they became Herodians, which were Jews that were supporters of Herod. They became Herodians that support that doctrine. All right, hold on. Let me get that too. Herodians. Get me real quick. Matthew 22 and 16.
The book of Matthew, chapter 22 and verse 16. And they sent out unto him their disciples with the Herodians, saying, Master, we know that thou art true, and teacheth the way of God in truth. Neither carest thou for any man, for thou regardest not the person of men.
Right, so the Herodians were out there. The Herodians were out there trying to catch Christ in his words. They were evil as hell. All right, so the Herodians were Jews that were in support of Herod, which is what? The Greek Hellenization doctrine. Same thing. Read on, continue this.
It says, gradually introducing them to those Greek habits of life which he himself admired. Jerusalem also benefited from his building activity. He erected a theater and a hyperdome within the city. Foreign visitors to his capital would feel more at home and would not look down upon him as an insignificant king of a barbarian people.
Right, so he tried to impress the Romans by building it close to Roman architecture, like America does today. Go ahead.
Herod's temple.
Herod's temple. Go ahead.
Herod hired workmen by the thousands. Among them were many priests to build those portions not accessible to ordinary Jews. The work was started by leveling larger portions of the Temple Mount, so that the new building might be erected on a broader base. It was also made much taller so that the white stone gleamed in the bright Palestinian sun and could be seen from miles away.
Okay.
On the northern and southern sides of the building were the enclosed halls or rooms where the priests prepared for the service and where the Sanhedrin met. The large open court on the east, facing the temple proper, was divided into several parts. Closest to the temple was the portion set aside for the altar and the officiating priests. Next to it was the court for the Israelites who came to watch the service. By the side of that was the gallery for the women, and behind it was the court of the Gentiles.
Behind it, but he built a court for the heathens to enter. A court, which is part of the temple, for the Gentiles. Go ahead.
The whole area was surrounded by a wall.
And the whole area he built was surrounded by a wall. What is that wall today? Remember, Jerusalem was sacked by the Romans in 70 AD. So this wall that he erected, which is also to help to protect the court of the Gentiles, this wall was eventually destroyed, but part of it remained. Read on.
This is the wall, part of which remains to this day, known as the Wailing Wall, to which Jewish Edomites have gone on pilgrimage.
Yeah, that's the place where you Edomites hump your wall, you thrust and pump, throw your penis up against the wall. You freaking weirdos.
Weird.
Go ahead.
The Jews prided in Herod's accomplishment until Herod placed a huge Roman eagle over. I can't see that.
Oh man, that's it. So the Jews was like, wow, he built the temple. Wow, he renovated it. Then put a big Roman eagle right there in support of Rome on the wall.
Wow.
So now, hold that. Give me real quick what I want to get from that. Go back to that page again. Go back to that page. Oh, give me the Revelation. You know I want. Leave out. No, not that.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, that's
The eagle.
Right.
And that's why in Matthew 24, the disciples was asking Christ about the temple because of how beautiful it was.
Yeah.
They was like, yo, what you think about the temple?
We're going to get that too after this. Revelation, I want Revelation 20. Well, 21. 21.
Yes, sir. Revelations chapter 21 and verse.
You know what I'm talking about? He said, leave it out. Leave the court out. Don't measure it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
For the Gentiles.
Around 14 or 15.
That was
16.
11.
Try verse 21, 16.
Yeah, 21, 16, I think it is.
Somewhere around there.
Just measure it, but leave it out. The hell, it's been a while. Hold on.
Verse 16.
Verse 16?
Yeah.
Okay. Revelations chapter 21 and verse 16.
Start at
Start up
15.
some.
15. Revelation chapter 21 verse 15. And he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city, and the gates thereof, and the wall thereof. And the city lieth foursquare, and the length is as large as the breadth. And he measured the city with the reed, 12,000 furlongs. The length and the breadth and the height of it are equal. And he measured the wall thereof, 144
You guys are wrong, man. It's 11 and 1.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
Dick, I told you. Hold on. Where is that?
That said 21:16. Revelation 11. This is wrong.
We
This
had
sounds
the-
so wrong.
We
This
had-
just sounds really wrong right now.
We were
we had
strong
the
and wrong.
My brother, 21:16, D.
Hey, it's just measuring
No,
the weed.
no, sir. No, it's not it.
My bad.
Revelation 11 and
My
1.
bad.
It's all right.
All praise.
Sound good, though. I said, all right, let's read it. Those are the gates he counted.
Right.
11 and 1.
So I was looking, I was like, oh, damn.
Revelation 11 and 1 and 2.
Way off.
Revelation chapter 11 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Wrong and wrong.
And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood, saying, Rise and measure the temple of God,
Measure the temple of God. Go ahead.
and the altar,
An altar.
and them that worship therein.
And measure count them, the Jews that worship therein. You count the people that is in there. Because nations can't go in this part. Go ahead, watch this, verse 2.
But the court which is without the temple,
The outer court for Gentiles that's without the temple. Go ahead.
leave out.
Don't count that. God don't deal with Gentiles. What part that y'all don't understand? Leave out, he said. Go ahead.
And measure it not,
Don't measure that. That ain't part of the temple. Go ahead.
for it is given unto the Gentiles.
That's now. Wait a minute. Damn. Stop right. Let's meditate on that for a second. If God is a God of all nations, why would he say leave that? Why would he say leave that out? That don't make no sense. That means the Lord ain't dealing with y'all. Because if God dealt with Gentiles, there'd be no reason for God to say, yeah, leave the temple out, that court out. Read verse 2 again.
But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles.
Go ahead.
And the holy city shall they tread under foot 42 months.
The they is the Romans. They shall eventually tread the city down, tread it down, knock the walls down, besiege it, 40, and they said besiege it and destroy it within a certain duration of time. All right? But the Lord said, keep that outer court of the Gentiles out. Don't measure that. Don't measure that court, and don't measure the heathens that go up in there. I ain't dealing with them. Give me the temple about Christ, disciples.
Matthew 24:1.
Get that? I'm jumping ahead, but it's fine. This is in context.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 1. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to shew him the buildings of the temple.
Right, by Herod. Go ahead.
And Jesus said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down.
Because the disciples like, yo, man, that's nice, man. Look at the temple, Christ. He was like, yeah, it's going to be destroyed. He didn't care about this. I don't care about that stuff. I don't give a damn about Herod's buildings. It's going to be destroyed. When one comes through here, it's going to be destroyed. It's going to be rubble. Give a damn about no damn temple. He didn't care about that stuff. That goes back to what Herod did. That's historical. The Bible's going through historical evidence that Herod did, in fact, do renovations. There's another one somewhere else, too. It's written better somewhere else about what he did.
In 3 days it shall be built.
Not that one. Let me see. We try. Let me see.
I know there's another measurement that happened in Ezekiel.
Not that one, no. It mentions how nice it was. It mentioned it. They showed him something. Is it marble? Something like that. Let me see. I could be bugging. Well, say something. I'll find it. Say something.
But yeah, that wall, like Deke was saying, the history that's here, that's recorded, that wall is still standing today. Like he said, that's what they be humping or whatever they be doing out there.
Pumping and thrusting.
Pumping and thrusting on that wall. All right, that's that same wall. But yeah, Herod, as you see, Herod was definitely. Hey, there's a book that Deke had. He brought out. It's y'all know a book I'm talking about red. It mentions the Caucasians red.
I think it's 13 and 1, Deacon.
You know what I'm talking about?
Which one?
Mark 13 and 1.
You're looking
That
at
might
me.
be it.
You know what book I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's it. It's Mark 13 and 1. You got something, Jez? You want to?
Oh, to go back about the red dragon. It was a book you brought out about how they are red. The Caucasians are red. I don't know.
Oh, the skin
epidermis.
shows. You can get it. If you find it, you can get it. You give Mark 13 and 1 in the meantime while you're looking for that.
Sir. The book of Mark, chapter 13 and verse 1.
That's what I wanted, yes.
And as he went out of the temple, one of his disciples saith unto him, Master, see what manner of stones and what buildings are here?
It's like, wow, look, Christ, look how beautiful it's built. Look at the temple. Look how nice it is. It says the manner of stones and the buildings are here with an exclamation mark. So his disciple was like, wow. Go ahead.
And Jesus answering said unto him, Seest thou these great buildings?
Oh, yeah, I see how nice it is. See the Empire State Building. You see the Twin Tower. You see the New York. You see so-and-so. The buildings, all nice it is, the landmarks. You see how nice it looks? Go ahead.
There shall not be left one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down.
It will be destroyed. In other words, I don't care about that stuff. Christ, I don't care about these stones and buildings. This is garbage to me. It's going to be destroyed by the Romans. Going back to them being trodden down 42 months in Revelation 11. That's what it's going into. He said, what's the point of that? I don't care about that stuff. The same ones that renovated are going to be the ones that come and destroy it. What the hell are you impressed about that for? Christ was just straight. He was hard, man. Christ is a hard dude, bro. He was like, okay, yeah, it's going to be destroyed. He didn't care. He did not care.
And Herod was only doing that anyway, just to gain the love
Of the people.
Jews.
He was paranoid.
Paranoid.
He knew he didn't belong there. He killed himself into rulership. It's a freaking psychopath. Where we at? Give me Matthew 2:18.
Yes, sir. The book of Matthew, chapter 2 and verse 18. And Ramah,
19.
verse 19. But when Herod was dead,
So now Herod's dead and gone. Go ahead.
behold, an angel of the Lord appeareth in a dream to Joseph in Egypt,
Remember, they were told to flee to Egypt based upon prophecy of Hosea 11:1, saying what?
saying, Arise, and take the young child and his mother, and go into the land of Israel. For they are dead which sought the young child's life.
Those who wanted him dead are gone now. Go ahead.
And he arose, and took the young child and his mother, and came into the land of Israel. But when he heard that...
Wait. Hold on a second. Go to the pamphlet again. What page is you left off at? The pamphlet? What page is that?
I think 39. We on 40 now, Deacon.
Read on. Let's go read more of that. 40. We read this already? Go to 41 and then 42.
You don't want 40?
Yeah, go to 40. Just the bottom part. We start the 40. Go to the bottom. Yeah.
All right.
Wait. No, go 39.
Go back to
Remember,
39.
we cut off at 39. With the Roman, go to the bottom. Yeah, right there. The Jews pulled.
The Jews prided in Herod's accomplishment until Herod placed a huge Roman eagle over the most important gate of the new temple.
Damn. Go ahead. You put an eagle there. Go ahead.
Before long, there was a conspiracy to pull the eagle down. When rumors circulated that Herod was dying, a group of young men gathered before the gate on which the golden eagle was set and began to pull it down.
Why did he put an eagle there? Why did Herod put an eagle on and engrave it into the temple? Why? To represent who? Rome. Give me Obadiah now, my favorite chapter and book. Let's see why. Why would Herod, an Idumean leader, put up an eagle?
Start verse 1.
Yep.
Obadiah, verse 1.
Who does the eagle represent?
The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom.
Concerning who?
Concerning Edom.
Oh, Herod's people and the Romans. Go ahead.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, though thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, though thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
What did Edom do?
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
What did Edom do?
Thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
Is that what Rome did? Is that what Rome did? Is that what America does? Is that what the Greeks did? Exalt themselves as the eagle. Remember, Rome and Greece merged together. They became the Greco-Roman Empire, and the eagle was their emblem. In fact, the Edomians had a thing called the Eagle of Petra. Petra is modern-day Edom, the land of Edom. Google that real quick. They try to lie and say, oh, and the Batians put it there. No, they didn't. No, the Arabs did not put that there. You know, Ishmael and Esau did intermingle, yes, and made the Turks. But that Edom of Eagle of Petra, that's Edom Bay. That's Edom form. That's from Edom. Not from no damn Arabs. That's it. You so-called are so slick with that. Oh, the Esau is the Arabs. No, Esau is you. They're Ishmael. You got it? It's typing Eagle of Petra.
Even in Russia, in Putin's office, you see the eagle.
Yeah. Russia, America, go ahead. You just Google it. That's it right there, right? So just click that real quick. See the image of it? That's the Eagle of Petra. Does that look familiar?
Damn.
Ain't that in your dollar bill?
Damn, even Hitler got that eagle.
Hitler got that too. Germany had it. That's the 7 head. Listen, man.
Damn.
Spain had
Don't get me started. Don't get me started, man.
France.
That's the Eagle. That's the Eagle of Petra. Now go Google it now. See what its origin is. The origin of it is. Just go to all. That's images, right? You went to images? Go to all. Is there a link on it as to what it's from or where it is?
Back it up, back up.
Eagle of Petra. It's just information on that. There's information on that eagle. So that's not. Okay. What's that say there? Blow it up. No, I want Eagle of Petra. Eagle of Petra. There should be a link as to where it's from.
Where did you go before?
You typed in Eagle of Petra?
Yeah, you put.
Find out. I'm down at right.
There's no information at all on Eagle of Petra? Like no link of anything that explains where it's from?
Go back to the picture you had before. See if it was something.
Let's just say visit. It said visit or something like that on it, right?
That's what I'm trying to see.
Yeah, click that.
Go back to that same picture.
Hey, just go to.
It should say visit,
And
right?
go to visit.
You go to the right.
It's right there. It's a bibliography.
Hey, he can write down Eagle of Petra origin, and the first link it gives you some good history.
Okay, what does it say? You found something? You sent it to them?
Type in Eagle of Petra origin.
All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break real fast. Take a quick break, and we'll come back with the information on Eagle of Petra after this short break. All right. So y'all just stay tuned with us. Lord's will I will take any text. If you want to text us, you can reach us at 267-702-6121. That's 267-702-6121. Regarding questions or concerns you may have regarding the topic. All right? 267-702-6121. Call us, text us, all right? I prefer text, all right? But you can call if you want. All right, so we'll see you in a few minutes.
Shalom, this is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. I have an important message about your leaders in the Christian church. Your bishops, pastors, reverends, and ministers are all lying to you and leading you straight to damnation. The truth is, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the biblical Israelites, according to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Jesus Christ is a black man with white wool hair, according to Revelation chapter 1, verses 14 and 15. We as the Israelites must keep the commandments in the faith of Christ to receive salvation, as it is written in Revelation chapter 14, verse 12. I've challenged and debated Christian authorities all over the world on these issues. Not one of them has been able to negate this truth. Your pastors have led you astray, worshiping pagan holidays and false gods, just as in the days of old. So join us on our mission to restore the true nation of Israel before the decree goes forth. The work is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Visit our website at israelunite.org or call us at 855-484-4842 to learn more and visit our schools. Shalom.
When this life is over and it starts again, I wanna hear, well done, welcome, well done, well done, well done. I look to the hills where my help from. I just wanna hear, welcome, well done. I just wanna hear.
Reliving the book of the Acts. I carry my cross on my back. My homies still stuck in the trap. Going hard, ain't no time to relax. Keeping my mind on the throne. Applying the stuff I've been shown. Been patient through all of my woes. Been patient through all of my woes. And I'm out here painting this picture. It came from the scriptures. I'm changing my mind now. And I've been examples. I've seen some examples. So I think it's just about time now to break the old habits and clean all the addicts. And yes, we are changing our life now. And when life gives us lemons, we turn it to vengeance. We're strong in the Lord and His might now.
All the tribulations, I just cannot stay the same. All the wisdom I've been given has been helping with the pain. And the people that I love, they think that I've gone insane. When it gets gritty and looking really free, they pull up and show out they face, yeah. It's the blood in my veins, yeah. I cannot stand and complain, yeah. Putting these heaters to change, yeah. Putting these heaters to shame, yeah. I'm the only one to blame, yeah. So I've been switching my lanes, yeah. Before the soul of my chain, yeah. It's really no matter, man.
Straight Judah religion, it's only a few to stay true and some tripping. Danger if you got no clue when you slipping. It's time to renew and stop foolishly sinning, cause we the ones set apart from the beginning. Oh, that is filled with the thing that's forbidden. Walking in life and I move with no vision. I'm moving like frogs to my mind, steady swimming. Oh, habits gotta go. New habits gotta grow. I got static, can't mix those. The mind got traffic to compose. Yeah, gotta set aside, gotta recognize. Your decisions wise, do they compromise? Are you for the prize? Are you for the lies? Are you for the prize?
As I think in my heart, I will act. With no vision, as people get capped. And idleness make every building collapse. These shackles upon me, they about to get cracked. I see too much potential that I'm trying to tap in. Way too long in the skin of outside, I've been trapped in. The Lord ain't been keeping me up out them caskets. Gave me the go, why am I holding back then? Blessed be the ones making peace and no factions. I'ma aim in the sky, knock the wings off the eagle. On top of punches, what a pilot, a crash land. Willing I get myself right and I put off these habits. They offer the slight of my backhand. Lately I've been in a war with the man in the mirror. When tested, I pray and I'm passing.
All the tribulations, I just cannot stay the same. All the wisdom I've been given has been helping with the pain. And the people that I love, they think that I've gone insane. When it gets gritty and looking really free, they pull up and show out they face, yeah. It's the blood in my veins, yeah. I cannot stand and complain, yeah. Putting these heaters in chains, yeah. Putting these heaters to shame, yeah. I'm the only one to blame, yeah. So I've been switching my lanes, yeah. Before the soul of my chain, yeah. It's willing no more to remain.
IUIC TV.
Okay, the court is now ready to proceed with the next case on the docket. Bailiff, please bring the defendant to the stand.
defendant please state his name for the courtroom?
Zamar Israel.
Zamar Israel, are you 35 years of age?
Well, I don't really celebrate birthdays.
Yes or no answers to my yes or no questions, Zamar. Understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm 35.
Good. According to your law book, the wages of sin is death. Is that correct?
Yes, and the gift of God is eternal.
Zamar, simply let your yeas be yea and your nays be nay. You understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. And according to that same law book, the transgression of the law is sin. Is that correct?
Yes.
So it's true that according to the law book, you are worthy of the death sentence. Is that correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Understood. Defense, do you have any questions for the defendant?
Yes, sir, I do. Zamar, why are we here today?
Because I sinned.
Objection, Your Honor. The defense is attempting to lead instead of asking general questions.
Sustained. Defense, rephrase your question in a yes or no manner.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Zamar, did you sin?
Yes, sir, I did.
And did you?
All right, we're back. We're back from the break. Yeah, we looked up the information on the eagle. It's called the Nabatean eagle, where they give all the credit to the Arabs that took over the area under King Herods, the first to the fourth, which is nonsense. Well, we'll leave it alone. But it's after the eagle of Petra. That was Esau. Esau was out of there first. The Nabateans came over there and pushed some of them out and intermingled with the rest. But that's another time of the Babylonians and so forth. But whatever. But the eagle is definitely Esau's symbol. All right. Wow, this chapter 27 is a real headbanger. What you got, Abaddon?
Yes, sir. Question that says, Shalom, Most High Christ bless, Jabez in New Jersey. Thank you for bringing all of this out.
Come on, brother.
Whew. It's clearing up a lot of my confusion. Question. When Pompey entered the Holy of Holies and found no image, is that because Jeremiah hid the ark?
Yeah. Because the ark wasn't there. So that's possible. That's definitely possible, yeah. The ark was gone by that time, right? That's true. Good question. Anything else?
Okay. Shalom, sir, Most High Christ bless. The Idumeans came up from Mount Seir Petra in 70 AD and assumed our identity at that time. If this is the case, what is the correlation between them and the Khazars who were converted in the 700s?
Edom had a bunch of children. It wasn't just people oftentimes think that Edom was just one group of people. Edom had a bunch of dukes and so forth and families. One group became Romans, one group became the Greeks, one group went up and stayed in Idumea, one group migrated up into the areas of Caspian, Black and Caspian Sea. Another group remained in Rome pretty much. They just branched off. So the ones that ended up migrating further up into the Black and Caspian Sea, that's just another group of Edomites that converted later on in 700s. I bought in a book, the video I did called Edom, Rise and Fall of an Imposter. I brought a Jewish encyclopedia where I believe a man named what's his name? Al Shepard. Al Shepard was he worked for the Sultan, and he was gathering information on the Khazars regarding their trading partners. He was trying to establish a business, an allegiance with them, and it says that the Khazars basically came from the Seir Mountains. So a sect of Edomites migrated over to Italy, Rome, conquered it, became the Latins, took it over. One sect over, moved it over into the Greeks, took over. I mean, that's Europe. Black Caspian Sea is Europe, Russia. They just migrated up and just took over. That's all. Some stayed and everything between that area there. And then a lot of us also, we fled there as well. As the Scythians, we ended up going up there as well. Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom. What I failed to mention last week is that the majority of Northern Kingdom is on this side of the world. I want to emphasize that strongly, that the majority of Northern Kingdom is on this side of the world, and remnants of everyone else, of the rest of the tribes, are among the Scythians in Southern and Northern Kingdom. Remnants of them were pretty much Scythians, and they ended up migrating into that area where they converted the Khazars that were there, which were Edomites that moved or migrated there. And you read Genesis 36, Esau had many, many children, many families.
So they had tribes as well.
Right, they had tribes as well, right. It wasn't just one group of Edomites that did on like that. It wasn't like that. Anybody else? Anything else?
No, sir.
All right. So let's watch my video, Edom, Rise and Fall of an Imposter. And in their own encyclopedia, they tell you that they pretty much, he wrote a letter to the Khazarian king, I believe, asking about his origins and how he heard from their trading partners how they came from the Sierra Mountains. And the bishop even brought it in one of his Child Tuesday classes. He used it as well as a reference. In their own encyclopedias, they say they came from the Sierra Mountains. All right? What page is this?
Page 40.
All right, read that now.
It says, before long, there was a conspiracy to pull the eagle down. When rumors circulated that Herod was dying, a group of young men gathered before the gate on which the golden eagle was set and began to pull it down.
Right, so Herod at this point was dying. This is the time when Joseph and Mary pretty much were in Egypt. So during that time, they're trying to pull this eagle down while he's dying. Go ahead.
The soldiers interfered and arrested about 40 of them. Herod was so enraged at the sign of insubordination and insult to Rome that he had the rebels burned alive.
Wow. Sound familiar? Spanish Inquisition? It's the same people doing the same things. Go ahead.
27 BC, Rome. Octavian given power by the Roman Senate, thus effectively. I'm sorry, I think this is AD. No, ending the Roman Republic. He takes the title Augustus and becomes the first emperor of Rome to 14 AD. Okay, so that's 20.
This is BC, yeah, to AD. Uh-huh.
15 AD, Roman Empire extended to the upper Danube. 12 AD, revolt in Pannonia, part of present-day Slovenia, quelled by Augustus' stepson, Nero.
Next page, we're going to read the 42.
5 Judea, probable year of 5 BC, Judea, probable year of birth of Jesus of Nazareth at Bethlehem. Herod's infamous death of the innocents. Matthew chapter 2, verse 7. Then Herod.
You read that already? Jump down. Go down, go down, go down. Next page, 42. That's all Matthew 2 right there. That's Matthew 2, whatever. Go down, right there. 4 BC.
4 BC, Judea. Herod the Great dies. His kingdom is split between his 3 sons.
Go above that. What does that say? Herod what? What does that say?
So Herod, all right. So Herod understood that according to the time of the star appearance to the arrival of the wise men, the Christ child would be at most 2 years old. Herod and his family went through him and his family went through too much to relinquish his throne to some black Jew boy. He had thousands of Israelite baby boys murdered. 4 BC, Judea. Herod the Great dies. His kingdom is split between his 3 sons. Herod Archelaus, Ethnarch of Judea, Samaria, and Idumea. Herod Antipas, Tetrarch of Galilee and Perea.
Herod Antipas, Tetrarch of what?
Galilee and Perea.
Go ahead.
Herod Philip, Tetrarch of Batanea, Trachonitis, and
Armenia. Right?
Aronitis.
Aronitis. Okay, I can't see that. All right. Keep going.
AD, 14 AD, Rome. Augustus dies and is succeeded by Tiberius Caesar. Luke chapter 3, verse 1. 26 AD, Judea. Pontius Pilate, procurator, to 36 AD. 27 AD, Jesus is baptized by John the Baptist. 28 AD, John the Baptist is imprisoned by Herod Antipas and beheaded at the request of Salome, her mother. Herodias wanted John dead. Read Mark chapter 16, verse 17 to 28. 30 AD, crucifixion of Jesus. And 31 AD, martyrdom of St. Stephen.
All right, so I went a little too far ahead, but that's fine. Let's go to Matthew 2:18. So remember, during this time, they were trying to pull the eagle down. Herod was dying. And Herod still had enough strength to his dying ass to kill our people. Can't make this up. Matthew 2:19.
Yes, sir. The book of Matthew, chapter 2, verse 19. But when Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Lord appeareth in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, Arise, and take the young child and his mother, and go into the land of Israel, for they are dead which sought the young child's
Herod's
life.
finally dead now. Go ahead.
And he arose, and took the young child and his mother, and came into the land of Israel. But when he had heard that Archelaus did reign in Judea.
Herod Archelaus. Go ahead.
Did reign in Judea in the room of his father Herod, he was afraid to go thither. Notwithstanding, being warned of God in a dream, he turned aside into the parts of Galilee.
So that's why he went to Galilee. Go ahead.
And he came and dwelt in a city called Nazareth.
A city called Nazareth in Galilee. Go ahead.
That it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophets. He shall be called a Nazarene.
So that explains to you in Luke 2:39 why they went to Galilee, Nazareth. Now you understand Luke 2:39. Matthew 2 clears that right up. Okay? So because they were afraid of Herod Archelaus would follow suit where his father left off. So he said, we're gonna go on, we'll just go to Nazareth. We'll stay there. You got a text? See what we got.
Says, Shalom leadership. My question is this. I saw a news clip where the Edomites are claiming to have found the Ark of the Covenant.
No, they didn't find anything.
But I think I recall that one of the prophets, and
Jeremiah,
right, and I believe it was Elijah,
Jeremiah,
was supposed to have hid the Ark of the Covenant. Is this not a false claim? Thank you for considering my question. Charlie Hill, Augusta, Georgia.
You read Maccabees, Jeremiah was 2 Maccabees, I believe, chapter 1. Jeremiah was responsible for hiding the Ark of the Covenant. It was Jeremiah. So no, they do not have the Ark of the Covenant. They don't have anything. You ever notice white people always find things that niggas can't find? They find the cornbread monster. They find little balls and small ass and chupacabra and
cornbread
Smurfs and human walking lollipops, all kind of getting probes in there behind aliens.
Right. They always digging.
But we can't find nothing. They get haunted. They get hauntings. People haunt them. So Philly got the most murders. I ain't seen not one floating chair in Philly yet. Niggas getting killed left and right over here, and niggas ain't getting haunted. I ain't getting haunted. Can't make this up, man.
Can't make it up, man. And
they see and find everything.
Ain't nobody gonna ever find that ark until we get back into the get back on that side of the world.
Right. That's the Bible says. When Israel returns is restored as a whole 12, the Lord will return from which Jeremiah. The Lord will return with Jeremiah hid. All right. Where we at?
Just finished chapter 2.
Yeah. So Matthew 2 verse 21 to 23. Pretty much sums up Luke 2:39 as to why they went to Galilee and Nazareth. Now, so you had Herod Archelaus, right? Now, give me Matthew 2. No. Give me Luke 3:1. Luke 3:1 now. So we finished Matthew 2. We finished Luke 2. Well, not really, but we'll get there. We finished Luke 2 as well.
The book of Luke, chapter 3 and verse 1. Now in the 15th year of the reign of Tiberius Caesar.
Who?
Of Tiberius Caesar.
Now in the 15th year of the reign of Tiberius Caesar. Go ahead.
Pontius Pilate being governor of Judea, and Herod being tetrarch of Galilee.
Herod being tetrarch of Galilee. That Herod, the tetrarch, is Antipas. That's Herod Antipas in Luke 3 and verse 1. Go ahead.
And his brother Philip, tetrarch of Iturea, and of the region of Trachonitis, and Lysanias, the tetrarch of Abilene.
Lysanias, so these are all the Herods, the Herod's sons here. It gives you a list of them. Callius, Philip, who else? Philip, Antipas, Lycaeus, whatever. All devils. All right. So, what verse is that? Verse 1. No, let me see something. Hold on. Give me 2nd Ezra now. 11, 12. So now in the 15th year of the reign of Tiberius Caesar. Tiberius Caesar took place after Augustus. He took the place of Augustus when Augustus passed on. 2nd Ezra chapter 11, verse 12 to 13.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 11 and verse 12.
And not gonna forget, when you read 2nd Ezra, it's about how Ezra was shown the vision of the eagle. Right. Remember that? The eagle which represents Rome? And then that eagle of Petra is referred to as the Roman eagle of Petra. So that's not, they call it the Nabatean eagle. But if it's a Roman eagle, how is it Nabatean? Nabateans aren't Romans.
Boy, ain't no way.
You understand? The Edomites built and erected that eagle there, and they trying to give credit to the Nabateans that took the land over later on. That's of Edomite origin, that eagle. That's why I say Roman eagle, because it's the same people made the same thing. It's not a coincidence that whole Petra looks like freaking the White House.
Right.
That's how it looks. It's built exactly the same way. Second Ezra 11. It mentions the eagle. That's why Herod put an eagle on the wall, because that's Rome's symbol. That's why there's one in Petra, because that's Edom's symbol. Obadiah said the same thing. Not Ishmael's symbol, Nabateans, those are Ishmaelites. That's not their symbol. That's Esau's symbol. Even though Esau and Ishmael intermingled, that symbol belonged to Edom. Yeah, there we go right there. That's Petra right there. That's the damn White House erected in rock. Okay, you blow up some?
It says, thou that dwellest in the clefts
of the rock. That's what Obadiah said. You exalt yourself as the eagle. There you go. Move it in some over here. Move it over a little bit.
Damn, same architecture.
So true. It's the same architecture as Rome. It's the same thing. That's fine. That's fine. I can see it. That's fine.
You look just like the museum in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Speaking of us, Rome all over again. All right. So we at 2nd Ezra 11, verse 12.
Yes, sir.
We're going to read to verse 16.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 11 and verse 12. And I looked.
I'm going to read verse 1, so we won't lose the thought about the eagle.
Yes, sir. Verse 1. Then saw I a dream, and behold, there came up from the sea an eagle, which had 12 feathered wings and 3 heads.
Right. So this eagle is the fourth beast, which is Rome. That's why Herod put a damn eagle on the wall, because it represents Rome. Okay, I'm hearing myself. Why?
I was just watching.
Thank you, LaQuat. Thank you.
He came through again.
Verse 12.
Verse 12.
I was watching the comments.
Oh, God. All right. Thank you. Thank you, LaQuat. Thank you.
Come on, Levi.
Yes, thank you. Verse 12.
Put that in the garbage, man.
Yeah. Verse 12.
Sorry about that, people.
And I looked, and behold, on the right side there arose one feather, and reigned over all the earth.
That's Julius Caesar of the Republic, Roman Republic. Go ahead.
And so it was, that when it reigned, the end of it came, and the place thereof appeared no more. So the next following stood up, and reigned, and had a great time.
He's the longest reigning Caesar of all time in Rome. That was Augustus Caesar, who before that was Octavian. Go ahead.
And it happened, that when it reigned, the end of it came also, like as the first.
And he died as well. Go ahead.
So that it appeared no more. Then came there a voice unto it, and said, Hear thou that hast borne rule over the earth so long.
Why so long? Because it was a republic. It was a republic first, and then an empire. An empire was just a long rule. Rome ruled for a long time. Go ahead.
This I say unto thee, before thou beginnest to appear no more, there shall none after thee attain unto thy time, neither unto the half thereof.
Meaning no one ruled any longer than Augustus Caesar. No one. He was the longest reigning Caesar of all time. No one ever reached his time. He ruled the longest. Why, I don't know, but he ruled the longest. Go ahead.
Verse 18. Then arose a third.
Then arose the third feather out of the 12 feathers. The third, go ahead.
and reigned as the other before.
That's the second. Go ahead.
And appeared no more also.
And he died also. The third is Tiberius Caesar. The third is Tiberius Caesar. Okay, that's Tiberius Caesar. All right. Now go back to Luke again.
Yes, sir. The book of Luke. Read verse 1 again, sir.
Yeah, where we at? We left off at 1?
We finished
verse
verse
1.
1.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Luke chapter 3, verse 1. Now in the 15th year of the reign of Tiberius Caesar, Pontius Pilate being governor of Judea, and Herod being tetrarch of Galilee, and his brother Philip, tetrarch of Iturea, and of the region of Trachonitis, and Lysanias, the tetrarch of Abilene.
All right. So hold that. Give me Bible Atlas real quick. Go to page 271. Page 271.
Dick, we also had a question. It's a little off topic though.
Oh God! I said on topic. They don't listen. This don't listen to me. Oh, they'll wait because it's off topic.
Yes, sir.
Page 271. Read that. The first. All one is the first three.
Yes, sir. The emperors of Rome. Name: Caesar Augustus, Octavian. Julio dynasty, the
Julio-Claudian dynasty. Right, go ahead.
27 dates, 27 BC to 14 AD.
That's the Roman Republic. That's why it's so long a time they reigned, like he said in Esdras. Go ahead.
Significant New Testament events: birth of Jesus, death of Herod the Great, and division of his kingdom. First procuratorship established in 6 AD.
Next one.
Tiberius, Julio Claudian, from 14 AD to 37 AD. Public ministry of Jesus, day of Pentecost, Paul's conversion.
Tiberius, go ahead. Next one.
Gaius, Caligula.
That's all I want. So the second is Caesar Augustus. He's the second, and the third is Tiberius. Julius is the republic. This is the emperor. That's why it says emperors here. So Julius wasn't an emperor. He was an emperor over the republic, not the empire. That's why it leaves out Julius Caesar here. But these first two are number 2 and 3 of the 12 feathers. When you count, you see Caesar Augustus is 2, Tiberius is 3, Caligula is 4, Claudius is 5, Nero is 6, Galba 7, Otho 8, Vitellius 9, Vespasian 10. No. Well, Caesar Augustus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, they count Caesar Augustus. You gotta count Julius. He's part of the 12. So one of these is wrong. You have to count Julius as the first. Or not. Doesn't make a difference. Because remember, it says Caesar Augustus was the longest reigning emperor. He reigned the longest. And there was one before him, so it can't be these 12 here. So one's left. One of them is wrong here. So it'd be Julius, then Augustus, then Tiberius, then Caligula, Claudius, Nero, Galba, Otho, Vitellius. Oh, okay, that's written twice. Vitellius, Vespasian, he's 10, Titus is 11, and Domitian's 12. All right, so it is accurate. So that's Vespasian written twice. All right, cool. So there you go. All right, so that's 12. When you count Julius, that's 12, which goes to 12 feathers. So 12 feathers are 12 Caesars. All right, now go to page 282. Page 282. Bring it down. What does it say right there?
Go all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
The Herodian rulers. Ruler Herod the First, the Great, son of Antipater, king of Judea, 37 to 4 BC. You can read about him in Matthew chapter 2, verses 1 to 22, Luke chapter 1, verse 5.
Next one.
Herod Archelaus.
You just read about this.
Oldest son of Herod the Great. Ethnarch of Judea, Samaria, and Idumea. He reigned from 4 BC to 6 AD. You can read about him in Matthew chapter 2, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
Philip, son of Herod the Great and Cleopatra of Jerusalem. Tetrarch of territories north and east of the Sea of Galilee. 4 BC to 34 AD. Read by Luke chapter 3, verse 1.
Just read that just now. Go ahead. Next one.
Herod Antipas, youngest son of Herod the Great, second husband of Herodias. Tetrarch of Galilee and Perea, 4 BC to 39 AD. Herod Agrippa the First, grandson.
No. Herod, that's it. Just stop Antipas. So right now we're at Antipas. We passed Archelaus. Now we're at Antipas. We're at Antipas here. All right. Read on. Luke 3, verse 3.
Yes, sir.
Oh, what's the topic? That's the question that's off the topic. I'll see if I answer it or not.
Says, is there a timeline when the land in Israel went on Sabbath? Most artwork inaccurately depicts Israel as it is now, dry.
What?
Yeah, that question off the hook.
Yeah. Left.
Read it again.
Says, is there a timeline when the land in Israel went on Sabbath? Most artwork inaccurately depicts Israel as it is now, dry.
All right.
No. There's no timeline as when Israel went on the Sabbath. No. There's no timeline on that. Where we at? That's it?
I think got another one.
All right, blood up.
Says, Shalom, Deacon Nathan.
Oh.
I have a cousin who believes the Arabs are Esau.
They're not.
Can you please send me videos that proves that Esau is the Caucasian to send to
I already gave out. If you want pay attention, I already explained how they. I already explained in Revelation 12 that that's impossible. Herod being being part of the 7 heads and 10 horns in the beast of Revelation is the dragon, the great red dragon. Herod was an Idumean. He was a part of those 7 heads of that great red dragon that sought to devour the child as soon as it was born, which was Christ. If Herod was the head of that great red dragon and all those heads are one nation, then they're all Edomites. Those are not Arabs. Okay, there's no great red nation. There's no bunch of Arabs trying to kill the Messiah. All right. You can also watch the video Edom, Rise and Fall of an Imposter. You can watch that video as well. We kind of go into detail about who Esau is, but the reason why who he said believes in is it Arabs?
She said her cousin.
His cousin is because he love white people.
Right.
And whenever a Negro love white folks, he'll make the white man anybody else but Esau. He'll make the white man a Smurf. He'll make the white man a gummy bear. He'll make him a Care Bear, a Smurf, a Skittle, anything but devil. Gumby, Kermit. Anything he can think of in Sesame Street, he will say the white man is, except Esau, because everyone knows that Esau is a nation that's condemned in the Bible, so they'll make him anyone but Esau. They can't imagine the world without Esau. That's why the world can't hold people like that in this world. They got to go too. So, Revelation 12 is pretty much a no-brainer at this point. If he can't get around Herod being one of the heads of that great red dragon, and all those heads being one nation of people, along with the same 4 heads of Daniel and the Greeks, you're wasting your time. You're dealing with a coon. So if you can't get past that, you're wasting your time.
D, we got a question.
Exalt himself as the eagle is clear. Yeah.
Got another question on the comments.
Yeah.
Pertaining to the topic. Says, Shalom leadership, Most High Christ bless. During the fall of the Hasmonean dynasty, does that mean we were falling off into sin and wickedness?
Yes.
We was evil as hell.
Mm-hmm. Remember, you had a bunch of people. Remember, there were Pharisees, Sadducees, a whole different doctrine. They had they set women up to rule, their wives to rule. They had
Aristobulus wanted
to be a coon, killing people, crucifying people, and
change his name.
He didn't want to be a leader. He didn't want to be a leader. Yeah, his family just spiraled out of control, man. It was bad. And they married freaking Idumean. They freaking let the Edomite betrothed his daughter to Antipater. That was way off. Way off. Pharisees is way off. Sadducees is way off. This is bad.
Aristobulus, what was his name before? Judah? His name was Judah before. He wanted a Greek name.
Yeah.
He was like, nah, I want me a Greek name.
Yeah, these guys are the worst. It was that time. It was our time to lose. All right, where we at? Luke 3, we're going to stop at, verse 3. Read on. It's going to be down to verse 19.
Yes, sir. Verse 2. Annas and Caiaphas.
Annas and Caiaphas,
being the high priest, The word of God came unto John, the son of
So
Zechariah.
during this time, Annas and Caiaphas were the high priests. They shared the high priesthood. Supposed to be one high priest, and you had like an assistant priest, but in this instance, the Romans set these guys up to be the high priest, two of them to be the high priest. Go ahead.
The word of God came unto John, the son of Zacharias, in the wilderness. And he came unto all the country about Jordan, preaching the baptism of repentance for the remission of sins.
So during their high priesthood, John the Baptist rose up in his ministry, preaching repentance in the wilderness. Go ahead.
And he came in, verse 4. As it is written in the book of the words of Isaiah, the prophet, saying, the voice of one crying in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord, make his path straight.
Right, that's a prophecy written regarding him, prophesying in the wilderness. Go ahead.
Every valley shall be filled, and every mountain and hill shall be brought low, and the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough ways shall be made smooth, and all flesh shall see the salvation of God.
Yeah.
Then said he to the multitude that came forth to be baptized of him, O generation of vipers, who have warned you to flee from the wrath to come?
Yeah. So the Pharisees showed up, and he started cursing them out. Go ahead.
Bring forth therefore fruits worthy of repentance, and begin not to say within yourselves, we have Abraham to our fathers.
Yeah, as long as the Israelites, we're good. Go ahead.
For I say unto you, that God is able of these stones to raise up children unto Abraham.
The Lord can find your replacements easy. Go ahead.
And now also the axe is laid unto the root of the trees. Every tree, therefore, which bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire.
If you don't repent, the Most High is going to kill you. That's what John is saying to the elders. If you guys don't repent from your evil ways, the Lord's going to kill you. Go ahead.
And the people asked him, saying, what shall we do then?
So he said, his audience said, what shall we do then to avoid being destroyed? Go ahead.
He answereth and saith unto them, he that hath 2 coats, let him impart to him that hath none. And he that hath meat, let him do likewise.
You love your neighbor as yourself is what he's saying. Go ahead.
Then came also publicans to be baptized.
These the tax collectors. Go ahead.
And said unto him, Master, what shall we do? And he said unto them, exact no more than that which is appointed you.
Don't extort or exploit the people. Go ahead.
And the soldiers likewise demanded of him, saying,
this is law enforcement. The law enforcement said, what shall we do? Go ahead.
And what shall we do? And he said unto them, do violence to no man.
Don't abuse your authority over your people. Go ahead.
Neither accuse any falsely.
And don't bear false witness against your people. Go ahead.
And be content with your wages.
Go ahead.
And as the people were in expectation, and all men mused in their hearts of John, whether he were the Christ or not, John answered, saying unto them all, I indeed baptize you with water, but one mightier than I cometh, the latchet of whose shoes I am not worthy to unloose. He shall baptize you with the Holy Ghost and with fire, whose fan is in his hand, and he will thoroughly purge his floor, and will gather the wheat into his garden.
Say the righteous. Go ahead.
But the chaff he will burn with the fire unquenchable.
He'll destroy the wicked. Fire unquenchable. Go ahead.
And many other things in his exhortation preached he unto the people. But Herod the Tetrarch.
Herod who?
The Tetrarch.
Herod Antipas. Go ahead.
Being reproved by him for Herodotus, his brother. Herodias, his brother's wife. His brother Philip's wife.
His brother who?
His brother Philip's wife.
His brother Philip's, or Herodias, his brother Philip's wife. Go ahead.
And for all the evils which Herod had done.
So he was trying to bang his brother's wife. Okay, Herod Antipas is trying to sleep with Herod Philip's wife, Herodias, or Herodias. And so for her sake, he put John in prison. Because John was saying, bro, that's your brother's wife. According to the law, that's adultery. Because the Herods were born and raised and groomed into our law. Hold on, give me Acts 26 real quick regarding that to prove it. The Herods knew better. They were born and raised. That's why Rome used them, let them rule over us, because they were groomed and raised under our laws. Acts 26,
verse 1,
verse 4, verse
3,
verse 2. 1. Yeah, one is good. Stop from verse 1.
Yes, sir. Acts chapter 26 and verse 1. Then Agrippa said unto Paul, thou art permitted to speak for thyself. Then Paul stretched forth the hand and answered for himself, I think myself happy, King Agrippa, because I shall answer for myself this day before thee, touching all the things whereof I am accused of the Jews, especially because I know thee to be expert in all customs and questions which are among the Jews.
Hold on a second.
Yes, sir.
Trying to see which one this guy is. This is Acts 26. This is Herod II. This guy is Herod Agrippa II. That's what this guy is. Herod Agrippa II is what this guy is. Go ahead.
Especially because I know thee to be expert in all customs and questions which are among the Jews. Wherefore I beseech thee to hear me patiently.
So I beseech, I know that you are knowledgeable in all things and expert in all customs and questions which are among the Jews. Wherefore I beseech thee to hear me patiently. That's why Herod the Great sought from the wise men where Christ would be born, because he knew the prophecy of Micah. He said, where's this child gonna be born at? Because the Herods were groomed and raised under Hyrcanus. They were groomed and raised under our laws and in our schools of learning. Okay, so that's why he says, I know you're an expert in these things. That's what Rome said, we can use this guy. He's knowledgeable in their laws and customs. Let him reign over them as their king. But he's a Roman citizen.
Hey, Deacon, so that goes back to them that Hyrcanus let them stay, but they had to learn our customs.
Yeah, exactly. That goes back to them.
Tell them convert or die.
Convert or die, that was it. And then our land expanded. Get Acts 12 and verse 1. All I want is verse 1.
Yes, sir. 13.
12, Acts 12 and 1.
Yes, sir. The book of Acts, chapter 12 and verse 1.
Oh, that too, yes. Go ahead.
Now about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church.
This Herod here is Herod Agrippa I. So this is the father of the guy we read about in Acts 26. This is Herod Agrippa I in Acts 12. Herod Agrippa II is Acts 26. That's his father here. Now, let's see. In Acts 25 and 26 is Herod Agrippa II. And in Acts 12 is Herod Agrippa I. Acts 13.
The book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas, and Simeon that was called Niger, and Lucius of Cyrene, and Manaen, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch.
That's Antipas. That's Herod Antipas. Herod the Tetrarch. Go ahead.
And Saul.
So he went to school with them. These guys are classmates. Herod the Tetrarch, Saul, these guys were a classmate, went to school. They were educated. All right? So Herod the Tetrarch is Herod Antipas. Herod Antipas. That's who the Herod the Tetrarch is. This is R. This is Luke 3 and 1. My Bible says Luke 3 and 1 for R. Herod the Tetrarch. That goes back to Herod Antipas. Luke 3 and 1. All right? So what time is it now?
3:22.
All right, so we're going to stop there. That's pretty much almost all the Herodians. Almost. I didn't finish with them. So we went over Herod Archelaus, Herod the Great, Antipater, Herod the Great, Herod Archelaus, Herod Antipas, Herod Philip, Licinius, Agrippa the second, and we got more. We got more of them. Let me see it. Blow it up. Yeah, there's more of them mentioned in the Bible than this too. They got women too. I'll get to that in a minute. All right. Let's see. Go back to what were we in? Luke what? Luke 3 what?
Luke 3 and verse 19.
It was 19.
Yes, sir.
Read verse 21 and 22.
Yes, sir. The book of Luke, chapter 3 and verse 21.
Verse 20.
Verse 20. Added yet this above all.
Now read verse 19.
Verse 19. But Herod the Tetrarch, being reproved by him for Herodias, his brother Philip's wife, and for all the evils which Herod had done, added yet this above all, that he shut up John in prison.
Got him locked up. You know, he was wrong himself for lusting after his brother's wife. He did more than that and threw John in jail. Go ahead.
Now when all the people were baptized, it came to pass that Jesus also being baptized and praying, the heaven was open, and the Holy Ghost descended into a bodily shape like a dove upon him. And a voice came from heaven, which said, Thou art my beloved Son, in thee I am well pleased.
All right, so we'll stop there. We'll stop there, and we're going to pick up with Matthew 3, okay? Because Luke 3 and Matthew 3, as I said before, they tie in together, all right? And I don't want to, jump ahead too much, as I've been doing that, but it's okay. This is pretty much the Herodians. This class is pretty much entitled Rise of Rome, the Herodians. We managed to touch on Herod the Antipater, Herod the Great, Herod Archelaus, Antipas. Let's see, who else? Philip, Antipas, Agrippa the First, Second, and some other dude, Licinius, that's not mentioned here. Whatever. Whatever, okay? So those are the Herods. And we got Herodias. I'll deal with her as well. Because these guys married their sisters. These guys are disgusting. I believe Agrippa married Berenice. That's another family of the Herods. You go back to the pamphlet. Remind me to go to the pamphlet again. Roman pamphlet that gives you like a whole lineage. It said the lineage of the Herods. That shows you that. Lineage of the Herods. That shows you the tie-ins. All right? So I'll probably bring up a better map of that to show you guys that these guys were intermarried with their sisters. All right? Berenice is one. Berenice is second. Another Berenice, a few of them. So we're going to stop there. We're going to start off next week with Matthew 3, verse 1 to 17 and continue on. Hope you guys enjoyed the class. Shout outs to the breakfast team. It's excellent food. And shout outs to the IT team. Excellent job, brothers. Thank you very much. Announcements.
Hey, Israel, let's give Deacon a hand for that class, man. All praise to the
Also, shout outs to Detroit for visiting us.
Right.
Glad you guys were able to come in. Check us out. And shout outs to those of you who were able to comment. Please try to keep the comments focused on the class. So I know you're paying attention, but shout outs to you guys who are comment to the audience. Shout outs to you as well in the audience. And those who had comments and questions, thank you as well.
All praise the Most High, Israel. You remember, you can always go back and rewatch the classes that Deacon is going over. You can go to our channel on YouTube, Our Hidden History Radio. Also, don't forget to subscribe to IUIC Philadelphia and IUIC Philadelphia in the Classroom to get the latest camp videos from the deacon, captain, and officers of IUIC Philadelphia. You can donate to the show on PayPal to IUIC.Philadelphia@IsraelUnite.org. Right on the sign there, IUIC.Philadelphia@IsraelUnite.org. Also, don't forget the Booster Club, IUIC.fundraising@IsraelUnite.org to help the prophets travel, all right? Last but not least, subscribe to IUIC TV to get exclusive content from the leadership of IUIC, all right, Israel? That's it, Deacon.
All right, so hope you guys enjoyed the class. In Lord's will, we will see you guys again next week. Shalom, Most High in Christ bless. Until then, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, Most High in Christ.
Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies are teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah.